Building a business leads to enlightenment, and that's a fact. If you are an entrepreneur, you have already experienced that at so many different levels. You must have hit that rock bottom, the highs and lows, and discovered that gold mine inside of you that is capable of just anything. And today we are talking about how we can be more intentional about it, because being successful in our business is a function of both energy and strategy. So today you're up for a treat because I have one of my gurus, Swami Ashutosh, and we are sitting here facing the magnificent Himalayas in the ashram. And that is what I call home. Swami Ashutosh has been reviving the Indian Vedic culture by adopting and teaching young minds. His work is inspired by his guru, Maharshi Mahesh Yogi, the torch bearer of transcendental meditation. Swamiji's work is he's tirelessly working to awaken people about the Vedic culture for the past 40 years in India. So, Swamiji, I want to begin by asking, how do you do it all so effortlessly?
Because I do it Vedic. You see, doing it Vedic just means doing it in accordance with natural law. Because whatever we do, I once read a research paper long ago. I unfortunately misplaced it, so I cannot get the reference. But what the research paper was, it was some Californian research institute. They were making a research, what makes a person successful? And they were analyzing all the factors. What is the background of the person? What school he went? How much money did he start with? And all this sort of, what we would say, classical understanding of what makes a person successful, because we will always look, oh, that my boy goes to the best school and we invest so much money. No, all this thing is in the minds of the people. But that research showed very clearly that even if everything is ideal, there is only a 50% chance, based on all that he becomes successful. And now what are the other 50%? Luck. Luck. Now, what is luck? Now the Vedic thing comes in. Luck is not something which is arbitrarily, which is just kind of not in your hands. Luck is very much something you can deserve. There is another word for luck, if you want to say Vedic, and that is support of natural law. Now, what is natural law? Well, in the Vedic terms, we say the Vishvadevas. So if you are nourishing them, if you are in that sort of tune by going to your most subtle level of your mind, then you will get support. Situations get easy. That's why in the Bhagavad Gita there is a little slok which says Yoga Karma Sukhaushalam. Yoga Karma Sukhaushalam means yoga is skill in action. What means skill in action? It's just because you get support. You get support from the circumstances, and the circumstances are created by you by nourishing the laws of nature, and then they nourish you.
Wow. So deep. I think I'll watch this myself again and again to really imbibe it and internalize this. Beautiful. And so, why is learning and living a Vedic science and Vedic lifestyle is so cardinal, so important?
Simply because you want to be successful. And you are most successful if you are using your full potential. And that is reflected in your success. And therefore, you just have to be in tune with those laws of nature, and then things will become easy. Now, how you get in tune, that is basically the question you ask.
Yeah.
And why it is, so there are several things. Mahashiji was used three things. He said, Mana Shanti, Graha Shanti, Vastu Shanti. Now, Manashanti is, you can take it with Tulsi Das, who says, Jo Icha Karao Manmahi Prabhu Pratap Kachudo Labnahi, meaning whatever desire you have, whatever thought you have, on the depth of the mind, Manmahi, on the depth of your mind. Everybody knows that if he has to solve a problem, if you have some stress, whatever, you want to go to a quiet corner and think there. An architect does not make its plans on the construction site. He makes it in a quiet room. Whoever has to plan out something, he makes it in a quiet corner. Why? Because in a quiet place, in a quiet corner, the mind will have more subtler experiences. He will be more able to get to levels where the creativity is more. Creativity more means there's more support, there's more liveliness of that nature where it just starts to manifest.
Right.
So then you are more in tune with all that, and you will have actions and ideas which are in tune with nature,
right,
and not distorted by some stresses of yours or some distortion in your sort of feelings about something which were just your own sort of hang-ups. So the more you purify your system, the more pure are your ideas with actually what nature wants from you. So then you will be able to fully implement. If you are tired and you are stressed and all that, then we start to make mistakes, which we regret afterwards. So, Manashanti. So that's the first point. Now, as you are taking Vedic life, so we come to the second point. This is Grahashanti. Now, Grahashanti is...
House where you stay?
No, that's Vastu Shanti. Grahashanti, Graha stands for planets. Now, it comes into us what we call in the West astrology, or in India we call it Jyotish. Jyoti. Now, Jyotish is, the word Jyotish is actually means light. Now, what has the word light to do with astrology? Because astrology is something, we say it's an interpretation of effects of planets, or a calculation of the movement of planets. But in Ved, we say Jyotish, because the whole knowledge of Jyotish is basically based on the experience from within. Jyoti Mati Pragya, that means the knowledge which comes from within. But because there are not many people who have this such clear experience, so it is a beautiful system given, very mathematical system, so you can calculate the situations. Now, what you see in somebody's astrological chart is what his situation is. And if there is something coming for him, and you can see, oh, there's some Rahu or some Shani, as a Shani Saturn. Rahu is the, I don't know how you say in English, Rahu. It's the dragon's head, I think they say in English. So it's a north point of the moon. So, but it plays an important role among the grahas, even though it's only a shadow graha. So that is, Rahu is usually associated with some problem. So Mangal or something, whatever it is. So then you know, oh, I get some problems during those days or that day. Now, in yoga, in the Yoga Sutras, there is a sutra which is called Heya Dukkha Managatam, meaning avert the danger which has not yet come. So interesting, this is in yoga. It's not somewhere in the Jyotish text or Kalpa text, it's in the yoga. Heya Dukkha Managatam. That means we should avoid problems before they have arrived. So, and everybody who does business, everybody who wants to build up something, he knows that things coming around the corner, which sometimes he does not know. Now, Jyotish is that sort of roadmap by which we can see, oh, there around the corner, after 3 months, I get some problems. Then you can do something. In the Vedic astrology, in the Vedic Jyotish, there is something which is called kalp. Kalp means to change, like kaya kalp in Ayurveda, renew the body. So you can change the situation. So this is all the instructions, what can be done, what sort of mantras or Vedic technologies can be applied to avoid that danger, to change it, to pacify it, to make it softer, all these things. So this is the technology of Graha Shanti. Yeah? You make the the Grahas, the planets, peaceful. Now, we should understand here in this connection that if somebody says, oh, for heaven's sake, what does this planet thousands of miles or kilometers away have an effect on me? No, it's not like that. It's definitely a Shani, a Saturn, which is, I don't know how far, but it's definitely very far away, has an effect on me. No. It is the Devata value. See, there is a saying in Ved, Yata Bintu Tata Pramande. What is in the small is in the big. So
also Aham Brahmasmi.
No, Aham Brahmasmi is a description of consciousness. Once a person has the full knowledge of the universe, then you say Aham Brahmasmi. That Yata Bintu Tata Pramande means that what is in the small, that is reflected in the universe also. So that with other words, you can say the whole universe is within. So that all the grahas, and there's actually a very interesting research by Dr. Tony Nader, who has done this research to find all the Vedic texts reflected in different parts of the physiology. And Jyotish is also one of the Vedic texts, and that is also found in the somewhere in the brain. So without going into those details now, it's just to illustrate or to explain how we have to understand that there is an effect. But the effect is not from the graha out there. The effect is just reflected in the graha out there, but it's actually from within. So we cannot understand the functioning of the planet, of life, of the world, of the universe, by just looking at things we see in, by just looking at things we what happened? When?
I think the power battery must be.
Huh? No, it's direct. What did I say?
So you said
yeah, I know. We cannot understand the universe and everything by just looking at things what we see at the so-called physical world. That is what we call in the Vedic the Adibhautik. There is something at the basis of it, and that is what we call in physics the unified field, which is the basis of the whole universe. So that we would call in the Vedic language the Adhyatmic. Now there is a level which is just above the Adhyatmic, just the first level of Adhyatmic. We would call it Kriya Shakti. Gyan Shakti is the unified field, that pure consciousness. Kriya Shakti is that level where the impulses of creative intelligence are starting to be visible. We call it the Devas. So on that level, the Jyotish works, or the Kalpa, the applied level of Jyotish, that we change something on that level. It's like if you have a, I'm not advocating now genetic engineering, but if you want to change something on the flower petal, you can do it on the level of the sap or on the level of the seed. So now what is the seed? Is that level of the Adidemic. So there you can make a change in your problem that waits around the corner.
Correct.
So that it is not coming. So that is for any business very important.
Correct.
So in India, it is very much common. In India people all think in terms of devas, and they have a deep understanding and a deep sort of feeling for that. And they know that if we want to have a success, we have to have the devas on our side. And if there is some karmic problem I deserve from my previous lives or whatever it is, so then I can pay that bill in a different way. So that is the Graha Shanti. That is that level.
Engineering a mutation of your own luck.
Correct. Yes, very nicely said. Now comes the third level. And that is the Vastu. Now the Vastu is on the expressed level. It is on the level of the bhautik, of the physical world. So there are clear instructions given in what way to build a house so that we are not violating any law. So that is the Vastu Shastra. So we build the house in a way that the devatas which are living on any place, including a house, are used according to their nature. So, and that is determined by the direction, and there are important points in the house which have to be specially treated like that. So there are many little laws. It's not only that the entrance should be to east or north. No, it's much more than that. But that gives you the support of nature. That means if you have a house which is not according to Vastu, then the Vastu demon, you can say, that Vastu Purush, he will start to create problems for you. Now, this sounds very, if you hear that for the first time, you say, what the heck is this now? But if you start to do statistics and you see houses of people which are successful and houses of people which have problems, who have many different sort of issues, being it family internal stresses, or being it sicknesses, diseases, being it failures, being it certain death and all these things. So you can usually see that there's a Vastu problem. So once we had some guests coming here, some visitors, and they were trying to get advice from us, and we were looking at the situation from the Jyotish, and then we could not see in the Jyotish, in the astrological chart, so much problem as they are illustrating, describing to us. And then we asked, how is your house? And then everything was clear. And we said, as long as you're living in this house, you will have problems. So these are the three levels.
So in Vedic,
peaceful mind, then avoid any danger which has not yet come, and live in tune with nature, with your with your house, with your environment.
In Vedic terms, we're calling it Adhyatmic, Adhibhautik, and
Adidevic.
Adidevic. Adidevic is the
so
physical.
Adidevic would be the Graha level. The Adibhautik would be the Vastu level.
Correct.
The Adhyatmic would be your practice of meditation and yoga.
Correct. Yes. So Man Shanti,
which is the most important.
Yeah.
That has to be at the basis.
The Man Shanti.
Yeah, Mana Shanti. Yeah.
In my program, I also, like you talked about creative intelligence and how you start working with the divine. In my programs, I call it divine downloads. So after our rituals, which also includes some meditation rituals, as well as, I call it client attraction system. So what happens is divine downloads start coming. So which working with the creative intelligence. And basically eliminate, igniting the higher self.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The absolute.
But even if you have the higher self, even if a person has fully achieved his Mana Shanti, he still will be subject to his, what we call prarabdha, to his karma. And that we have to correct.
Cleanse it through
the Graha Shanti, with the yagyas, with applications from the Kalpa.
Okay, and in this context, which is, okay, we're talking about Havan, and I'm not sure how many people are aware about Havan.
See, now if you get into Havan,
Yagya.
Yagya does not necessarily have to be with Havan. There is a Richa in the Rig Veda where it says Richa Akshare Parame Vyoman Yasmin Deva Dinisha Vishedu Yastan Naved Kim Richa Karishyati. Meaning, all the laws of nature, they are living on that level of para, on that most subtle level of your mind. Parame Vyoman Yasmin Deva Dinisha Vishedu. And then it says, if you do not know that para level, if you're not aware of it, then whatever mantras you are reciting, whatever yagya you're doing, whatever prayer you have, will be not successful. See, the art of praying is deep within, on the level of your heart.
Right.
If it's only with your lips, then it's on a very gross level. So that is very important. So if anyone does yagya from the subtle state of his mind, then it will be successful. That is more important than whether you do with fire or all that. Yes, that can be done also. I'm not saying no, but the most important thing is that. So that's why I'm saying again and again, Manashanti and yoga, so it is meditation, transcendental meditation, and yoga is the most important thing.
So what do you, okay, so I don't, in the Western world, people do understand the importance of cleansing the energy around. There's a lot of concept of energy cleansing. So they use Palo Santo and sage to burn, and they say, okay, I'm cleansing the energy around me. What do you say about that? How beneficial is something like that?
It is beneficial, but if the laws of nature are violated otherwise, then it is like a cosmetic treatment. If you are sick and you have a boil and you're just treating the boil, then the boil will come again. So you have to clean the blood. So you have to do it more substantial. All this sort of cosmetic sort of solutions, they are okay, they're good, and one should do them, but they're not the essence. The essence is go deep within, because again, you see, doing this thing that is on the bhautic level, it's on the outer level, but you have to go to the most subtle level of your mind. That's the most important thing. Even a kalp and a yagya will have hardly any effect if the performer is not settled. It's very important. So, yes, it's okay. And even, I say this even about Vastu. If you have a perfect Vastu, but you are somehow stressed, then you have to meditate. So the Vastu alone will not help.
All the three pillars have to be integrated.
Yes.
Interconnectedness. So as you're saying, constantly I hear the word that man shanti is the foundation. So I think they also say what is in the mind is outside. Is also outside.
Yes, sure. Whatever you desire, that's what you will get. And the more refined your mind is, the more you have to be careful what you think. If a person, there's this funny story of a yogi who was noticing that, but do all his practice and all that, he was noticing how whatever he wished
came true.
And then he was thinking about a tiger, and he came and eat him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have to be careful
Yeah,
what you think.
yeah. All right. So, Swamiji, for all the lovely entrepreneurs out there who are making impact and transformation with their work, how do you say integrating the Vedic science and Vedic living will help them out? Will it make it monumental, the work monumental? Will it expedite their work and impact, or will it make it effortless?
See, monumental can it only be if you behave like a stupid gardener. If you want to do a good gardening, you only have to water the root in the morning and maybe in the evening. But you don't have to run the whole day around in the garden, climb the trees, petting some sick branches and all the things. No, that's why it's simple. It's simple. One just has to water the root. That means you just have to meditate a little bit in the morning, invest 15, 20 minutes in the morning, invest 15, 20 minutes in the evening, do some meditation so that your mind is clear, maybe have some good Ayurvedic dinacharya routine lifestyle. You have to sleep. One has to rest, but it's a difference when you rest. If you do it wrongly and you sleep from 3 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock in the morning, then you will not be that successful as if you sleep from 9 o'clock in the night to 4 o'clock in the morning. So then you will be much more fresh and much more creative and much more healthy. So therefore, one can take refuge to Ayurvedic principles also, like to make sure we do not get sick. Because speaking of Ayurveda, sorry that I bring now this also inside, but because you speak of lifestyle and Vedic lifestyle, so Ayurveda plays an important role, and we do so many little mistakes, which are just little mistakes.
Yeah.
It's not something which is time consuming. It's not something which we have to change a lot in our daily routine. We only have to be aware, and instead of eating this, we eat this, and instead of doing that, we do this. So it's just little changes here and there which have nothing to do with time or anything. It's just knowledge.
Yeah.
Knowledge of doing the right thing, having the right things for cooking and eating and all that. And then you will be healthy and you will have less problems.
Everything else is a byproduct. I think as Maharshi also says, your real office work is when you're doing the meditation. When you're watering the plants, that's your real work.
Exactly.
And everything else is effortless.
Exactly.
Impact
Exactly.
is effortless.
Because effortless, because nature will support you.
Yeah.
Things come to you when you need it.
All right. All right. Thank you, Swamiji, so much. And this was such an insightful session on Vedic science. What is in mind is outside. And we talk a lot about how do we make it happen, making a thriving living, doing what you're meant to do. And on this page, we talk a lot about that. So stay tuned for some more wisdom nuggets to help you turn your purpose into a mission. Thank you, Swamiji. That was a really wonderful session. Love it, love it, love it. Actually, I did not think that it's going to be so. I mean, I'm going to watch it like 10 times. And I really need help somebody to translate it because there's so many things that you said, uh, which are from the Vedic, Rig Vedas and all of that. I will not be able to understand what you said. What I want to do right now, what's in my mind, is whatever you said, I'm going to make 2 screens and present that in a whiteboard. So, like, not just have subtitles, but whatever you are saying is a diagram, is like, like for example, Man Shanti, Graha Shanti, Vasu Shanti, then show a diagram and write the quotations that you said, write all the shlokas that you said, so that it becomes really educational video. I'm gonna do a lot of editing on that.
Okay.
Make it very meaningful. But my point is, I'm going to come to you and ask you, what did you say? I'll write it.
Okay.
Okay.
No problem.
Wow.
You think it was too complicated?
No, I loved it. It might be complicated for somebody who, but I don't think everybody knows about Vedas and astrology. So I don't think it was complicated at all.
Okay.
I think my audience knows this basics, and everybody in the world knows this basics. If they don't know it, we don't want to talk to them.
Yeah, I think people which tune into that, they must have some idea.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they would not tune into it.
What do you think about this?
Hi.
How did you like the session?
It was very lucid. The way, but personally, that's me because I'm kind of immersed in these energies for a while, so I understand these.
Yes, exactly.
But I don't know how it would appear to the other. Personally, I find
No,
it.
no.
Very,
How did you find it? The question is for you.
oh, it was very engrossing. I
Yeah?
couldn't help but listen to what
Yeah,
you guys
yeah,
were
yeah.
talking.
Nice, no? It's very nice. All right.